torture that he put Julie Jensen through. So there's multiple levels of evidence finding the defendant committed the murder. And then I read all the letters, and the issue for parole is, well, I want to be there for my boys, I want to help them, and I want to help my family. Well, that's a good thing. But what about Julie? She has nothing today. She's dead. She's never going to see her children get married, have successful lives, be there for the holidays. He caused that. He's the one that put that in motion. He says, well, now my boys don't have two parents. Well, guess what? He's the one that murdered Julie to get the ball rolling. You know, and then there's other avenues that people can do if they don't get along with people, and that was mentioned by the state. We're all human beings. Sometimes we just don't get along in a marriage and things don't work out, and other people do things that make us mad, and some people stay married and they're unhappy for the rest of their lives, or they work it out. And Mr. Jensen could have had that opportunity. He could have walked away. If he was having a difficult time with his wife, he could have divorced her, separated, or whatever. But he chose not to do that. What he chose to do is to torture her for a long time. You know, this antifreeze, the theory that somebody would drink that to commit suicide, I don't buy that. That's not a way people commit suicide. It's torture. He was jealous. He was vengeful. He manipulated people. He was a control person over Julie, committed a cruel act. And it happened for a long period of time, as mentioned by the state. It wasn't like somebody made a decision to shoot somebody within 10 seconds or whatever, and it's over, and it's a young person. He's a grown adult, married, and he tortured his wife for a long period of time, for years. You know, we go to funerals, and sometimes you wonder, what do I say to the family at a funeral? Well, sometimes we say, well, at least it was a quick death. The person didn't wake up or had a heart attack and they died right away. At least they didn't suffer. Or if they had a major medical issue and they suffered, sometimes we say, well, at least the suffering's over and they're in a better position right now. Well, in this case, there's no doubt in my mind that Julie Jensen suffered for a long time. And the evidence showed that through the trial. She did not have a good life for a period of time that she was married to Mr. Jensen. The harassment, the antifreeze poisoning, the lack of calling a doctor when she was dying. It was a painful death, and it was all caused by Mr. Jensen. You know, I look at the pictures that I have in front of me. They're pictures of Mr. Jensen with his children, but I still remember Julie Jensen's picture that we had during the trial. She was a loving mother. She loved her children. Both sides agreed to that. And she will never get to see her children grow up because she was murdered by the defendant. So this was planned out for a long time. It was intentional. It was researched with a purpose for evil. He's not getting any parole eligibility It's too serious of a crime to depreciate. It was too vengeful. Protect the public from any further criminal activity based on all the factors I just put into the record. No parole, life imprisonment. That is the judgment of the court. He can do the rights of appeal in the back.
I already did it. Thank you, Judge.
He's not eligible for the programs.
Take it. Since you got it, I'll take it.